Welcome back. Another episode, Sammy and Marissa's husbands. So kind of going over the agenda today. We'll talk lives of recent. We'll talk NBA playoffs, some random questions, Pat's peeves, and then a new segment, which we're still trying to come up with a name of, and we'll probably debate that name once we get into it. But so lives of recent, Memorial Day weekend. You do anything special?
No. Mm,
Jesus
mm.
Christ.
Um, yeah, I'll edit that out. Uh, no, I won't. Um, no, not really. I worked Saturday. We had a really busy day at Seaview. Cut 1,400 pounds of fish, which is a lot. Um, got off work, had a little barbecue at my mom's place, and got home after that, immediately passed out. I fell asleep at 5. Woke up like out of breath at 11 p.m. Like on the couch, and then I went to bed. And then Sunday we didn't really do a whole lot. We went to the crepe place in the morning, got some breakfast, and then went to the dive for lunch, and then picked up Marissa's parents from the airport. Pretty chill. And then today I worked, so nothing really.
Yeah, I hear you. Pretty uneventful. That's kind of nice. Sometimes it's nice to have a 4 day weekend and or 3 day weekend, whatever it is, and just take the time to like reset because I feel like sometimes when you have a long weekend and you use it as like let's have fun, let's do all these things, it's like it feels almost as if you're doing more work than you do during the normal work week. Um, Memorial Day weekend's a cool holiday though. I think it's kind of the spring 4th of July gives like be outside, let's have a cookout, enjoy the weather and like the coming into spring and summer type deal. So definitely a good time. A lot of people get all butthurt about Memorial Day weekend and it's like, oh, you shouldn't be celebrating and having cookouts because you should be, you know, honoring the people that died. But I think that's kind of BS. I think the people that Memorial Day is about would want you to have a cookout and a hot dog, a few too many beers. Um, it's definitely one of the more meaningful holidays. People left their families and then never came back, which is kind of brutal to think about. But that's the reason why we have it. One thing I was thinking about, I saw on the internet is Memorial Day weekend, pretty special holiday, pretty meaningful holiday. Gets 1 day, but we get a whole gay pride month. What do you think about that?
There is a whole month for military observance.
Okay.
So, I mean, you also get a month.
Yeah, no, no, no. I was just asking thoughts. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just asking thoughts. I mean, Gay Pride Month, they don't get an actual day off, so it's not technically a holiday. Um, those are kind of my thoughts about it. It's hard to compare the two because of it's not actually a holiday. It's just like a observing. Um,
Yeah, May is, which we're currently in, is National Military Appreciation Month. Appreciation Month. And see that tells you something right there. Is this country doesn't care enough about their veterans to broadcast that more. Everybody can get a month.
yeah, everybody's got a month. They've got a month in some version.
You know who
But yeah, I
doesn't have
don't.
a month?
Who's that?
White people.
One could argue that we
They
have
get the
every
whole
month.
year. We get the whole year, buddy.
Yeah, one could argue that. But yeah, just kind of one of your thoughts that popped across the internet, and I think some people had some choice feelings about that. But uh, the way I saw it is hard to compare because like gay pride or whatever you want to call it doesn't actually get it's not an actual holiday. They don't get a day off work. So um, I don't the gay pride month, props to you, but you don't get a holiday for being gay.
Sounds like you hate gay people.
I wouldn't say hate. I just they're gay. I mean.
Huh. I'm gonna slowly back away from this conversation.
I mean, whatever. You don't get a holiday for choosing your sexuality.
Choosing. All right, we're getting into the weeds already. It's
I mean,
early.
you make a choice every day. I mean, do you or do you not make a choice about everything you do in your entire life? I'd say you do,
I've never woke up and gone, hmm, pussy today for me.
but you make that choice that you like women.
No, I'm just attracted to women.
Yeah. Okay. Another topic for a different day, I guess. But
Huh. Interesting. The military is making you kind of
has not
like kind of
has
like
nothing
Mike.
has nothing to do with the military. It's not making me one way or another. We're just talking about topics for discussion here. Um, you make a choice to eat or not eat breakfast. You make a choice to not go to the gym because I know you don't make the choice to go to the gym. Um, make a choice for everything.
So you're telling me you wake up, you have the urge to suck dicks, but you choose to not suck dicks.
Yes,
That's what I'm hearing.
that's the choice I make every day.
Okay, Trey wakes up and goes, no dicks today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
about my life of recent, we did do a
I'll
little
start it
cookout.
for you. 8 a.m. You woke up, no dicks.
Correct. That was a tough one this weekend for me, but um Saturday we had a cookout with some buddies. Um, had some burgers, dogs, brats. Uh, we all got all the meat from the farmers market, which was actually pretty cool. There's this like farm that comes to the farmers market, so we got the ground beef from them, the hot dogs from them, and the brats. Um, the hot dogs and the brats were very salty, like very, very salty. And I didn't add anything to them when I cooked them. I did to the burgers, yeah, but the hot dogs and the brats didn't add any seasonings or anything. And it was very salty. And I don't know if it's because they potentially use salt to like cure the meat to make it last longer. So that's kind of what I was thinking potentially happened. After that, we went to kind of the local bar with some buddies. It's called Hoppers for a couple beers. They do this cool thing. They have 66 taps. It's right along Route 66. So if you drink all 66 beers that they offer, you get a little punch card, and then they put your name on a plaque, and it goes up on the wall.
Like
So
in one sitting.
no, 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 no. You get a punch card, and every beer you drink, you bring it back with you. It's not like it doesn't expire in a certain amount of time, but you bring it with you and they punch it off. And then once you fill it, then you can get a little like it's a small little plaque that goes on the wall. But so I got that card when I first got here, lost it, so I had to start over um Saturday, which kind of sucked. But so we're in the process. We're getting our name on the wall, but that's happening. Sunday morning played pickup for the first time in a while, really long while, probably probably since before Christmas, to be honest. It's been a minute. Um, Pretty decent run. I think I played pretty well for being out of the game for so long. Um, it was a long weekend, so I think they had a lot of people that don't normally go to the gym or at the gym because they're in like a training status. They're at basic training or AIT, and they may have gotten a pass this weekend. So they were kind of filling the gym where I don't think they're always there. So I think normally the run on like Sundays and Saturdays is probably a little bit better. Um, but other than that, dinner for our anniversary. Sam and I's 2-year anniversary is coming up tomorrow, actually. So we celebrated Sunday night. We went to this restaurant called Carnivores. They got pretty solid drinks. She got like a margarita. I got an old fashioned. Drinks were good. Old fashioned was really good. I got two of them because anniversary, ball out a little bit. For dinner, I got this tri-tip with mac and cheese and cornbread. And cornbread was not up for debate top three best cornbread I've ever had.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. And
Is Missouri, what is Missouri considered? Like what region? Like Midwest?
That's Midwest, yeah.
I don't really think of Midwest when I think of cornbread. I think Southern.
I do too. I do too, but
Yeah.
it was top three. It wasn't dry at all, very moist. Definitely like definitely top three.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I can't think of a cornbread I've had that I was like, damn, that's better. That's good cornbread. Oh, over this cornbread.
Yeah, I think calling it top three is safe, but
Yeah,
also I couldn't name my top three cornbreads. So like really it's the best cornbread you've ever had.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's where we're getting.
Okay. All right. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, they got cornbread down. So if you ever come visit out here, we're going to Carnivores and getting the cornbread because it is
You don't have,
phenomenal.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but you don't have to twist my arm for me to eat cornbread.
Yeah, yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down there, brother.
Okay.
Um, but then this morning, I did a Murph, little Memorial Day celebration, I guess you could call it. A little more Memorial Day suffering, more so. Um, Murph is like run a mile, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, run another mile to finish. And you do it in like a weight vest. So I use my plate carrier. Trying to break 40 minutes, ended up getting 41 minutes. So basically, an inch.
You could have pushed harder. You tried to coast at the end.
No, I thought I was going to run the last mile faster than I was, but I was smoked. And doing those air squats at the end, not
How
fun running
many?
a mile, 300.
Yeah, it's no joke.
Yeah, and it's
Do
not
you do
that
do you do
bad.
300 consecutive or are you breaking it up?
No, no, you got to break it up. So the way I do it, which some people may frown upon this technique, I don't see it in a rule book anywhere that you can't do it this way. I do 20 sets, five pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. And then so I just do them all together in a sense. Some people have said like you got to do one before you do the other, and then I don't think that is a thing. That doesn't really make sense to me, but yeah, so I was smoked. That was tough. Um, so came back from that and kind of have been studying the rest of the day. I got tests coming up this week. It's my first like actual test. We've wrote a couple papers, but it's my first test. So kind of looking through, making some note cards for that stuff, and then big news: my house got rented.
Hey, hell yeah. How
I
much?
know it.
I mean, what you were looking for?
Yeah, 1895.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's good. And then really it actually the lease starts tomorrow. So need that prorated rent to hit my account even just for 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, they need to pay up.
Yeah, no, it's through I'm sure they potentially could have already paid, but it's through the property management company. So the property manager said they're gonna just give me they're gonna shoot it into my little account in the portal, and then I can transfer it from the portal to my bank account whenever, or I can just let it keep stacking up in the portal and then use it for, repairs and things like that. So they don't have to contact me every time.
And is that how they'll pay you out every month?
Yep. Every month it'll go into my portal account and then I can direct deposit it into my bank account.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped about that because paying a mortgage on top of a rent is not fun.
Did they sign a year lease?
Yes. Year lease, but they're military. So technically that means nothing.
So as a landlord, you have to honor it if
Yeah. Yeah. I have to honor it. There's nothing written in the lease that says like non-military clause or whatever. Because military, you can break, I know you're familiar, but you can break the lease when you get orders. So like they can't just break the lease for no reason. They have to have gotten orders to leave. So realistically could happen, but they should be in there for at least like 8 months. And it's kind of like one of those unwritten rules where if they're gonna leave, they know they're getting orders, they should let you know. It's like, hey, just so you know, like I'm anticipating getting orders within the next 4 months, 3 months, whatever it is, even if it's just a month that they tell us, just so we can kind of start marketing it. getting somebody else in there.
And in theory, they could be there for like 3 years, right?
In theory, they could be there, yeah, for 3 years, and they would just keep signing year-long leases.
Yeah.
Um, it wouldn't make sense for someone in the military to sign a shorter lease because shorter leases are typically more expensive and they can just break the lease. Like even if it's 4 days, they've signed the lease for 4 days and then they get orders to go somewhere, like they can break the lease. No skin off their back.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess. Hopefully they're in it. Shit, hopefully they're in it for 10 years. Hopefully this dude finishes his time at Fort Benning, retires, and wants to live in my house for 20 years. That'd be
That
ideal.
that would be
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. But other than that, that's kind of what's been going on. Yeah, I feel like we've been pretty busy, especially with school happening and the long weekend and all that good stuff. So been busy, but all good things. Also current news is NBA playoffs. Um, SGA wins MVP. What do we think? Deserved?
I think it would be unfair to say it's not deserved as long as you establish Jokic is the best player in the world. That's not to say SGA doesn't deserve the MVP. Best team in the league, record wise,
Yeah, I think
or at least first in the West. So,
yeah, I think MVP is kind of a team award if they're marketing it that way. Um, and one thing I saw that he did that I thought was cool is he bought everybody on the team Rolexes.
okay.
Kind of shows his appreciation for like, hey, like I couldn't have got this without you, which I think is big of him. I'm sure other players do that. We just might not hear about it. But yeah, it's not an award for the best player in the league because Jokic would have got it. He's the best player in the league. It's really not close, I don't think.
Braun would have more than four. Jordan would have more than five.
Yeah,
Like
right. We're on the same page with that. I mean, it was up for this year. It was between SGA and Jokic.
yeah.
Jokic's team just wasn't quite good enough, I don't think.
No, and voter fatigue. He's won 3 out of 4.
Yeah, voter fatigue is definitely a thing, and we've seen that firsthand, no doubt. Um, but yeah, fun fact, Curry, Steph Curry, was the last MVP winner with tattoos.
With tattoos or without tattoos?
With tattoos. And Curry doesn't have many tattoos.
So Jokic none. Giannis doesn't have any.
Nope,
Embiid.
nope,
So that means Harden, Russ, no tats.
nope. 2015, 2016 season was the last MVP winner that had tattoos.
Potential conspiracy right there.
Could be. We're trying to get the tats out of the league.
Yeah, I mean because
Clean,
you look at before
cleaning
that,
it up.
Bron's tatted up, D Rose tats,
Uh,
Kobe tats, AI, plenty of tats, Shaq tats.
yeah.
Steve Nash, I don't know.
I feel like Steve Nash has a tattoo, but kind of like how Curry has tattoos, where they're like very small.
Tramp
Now,
stamp?
given these people could have tattoos, like Giannis could have one, but it's not shown in his uniform. So they counted it as no tattoos.
Well, Steve Nash probably has one on the small of his back.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely has a tramp stamp. He gives off that energy.
Yeah. Great player though.
Oh, yeah. Ball on a string. It's probably of a soccer ball.
His brother is a professional soccer player, Steve Nash's.
Interesting.
Martin
I could
Nash.
I could see it. I mean, Steve Nash was pretty famous for being very good at soccer, right?
Yeah, I mean, like just messing around in games and shit.
Yeah, right. But I
Yeah.
think
You can
in
like
high
tell.
school, yeah, I think in high school he was a pretty like competitive soccer player and had some offers from what I heard.
I
Um,
mean, you could just even not playing soccer, you can tell
for
like
sure.
simple like ball on a string situation.
Yeah, and like also the little headband when he had the long hair with the suns, like that's very soccer-esque.
You remember when I used to do that?
Yeah. There's another word for it, not soccer-esque, but I'm not gonna say that word.
For me.
Yeah, that's for you specifically though,
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
Might get your own month.
I've already got one. June.
Christ. All right, but yeah, so the games, right? We're in the conference finals, so Thunder are up 2-1 versus the T-Wolves. They play tonight at 7:30. Is this a must win for the T-Wolves?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
so I think it has to be as well. The Thunder won the first two games in OKC. They're technically supposed to win those two games at home. Uh, T-Wolves blew them out in game three. Does that happen again in game four? I don't know because in OKC the Thunder they just looked like a way better team. The T-Wolves basically their whole offense was Ant come down, dribble between his legs a couple times, and then shoot up a shot. Like they really didn't have any offense. But in Minnesota, they came and they played well. I don't really understand that, but that's how it happens.
Yeah, it's strange. The Western Conference Finals really haven't spoken to me the same way the Eastern Conference Finals have. Like I've been really in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, the Eastern Conference Finals have been great. We'll talk about those, more in depth here in a second. But way better games, Um, and that's kind of what you want to see in the conference finals. Like, sure, it's a 7 game series, and I get it, people get blown out and stuff, but like, I want to see close games. Um, do you think T-Wolves win tonight? Did you just play Wordle like right now?
Um,
That's
yes, I
how
did.
serious. That's how serious Tyler takes this podcast.
I treat this with the same amount of respect I treat everything else in my life.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually, that shows a lot. That's very,
I thought that would be funny if I did that just now, and I was right.
yeah, that's very telling, about the things that happen in your life, your lifestyle. That statement right there. So,
Um, I don't think the T-Wolves are going to win tonight.
little 3-1 action.
Hmm. I think they lose tonight. They get game five, and then they lose in six.
Yeah. Yeah, that unfortunately that sounds like a very probable course of action. I am hoping they win tonight because I'd like to see 2-2 and them have a shot to make it into a game seven type thing because I don't think they have a chance of winning in OKC. Um, but I hope they can at least get to a game seven, make it competitive.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd like this series to step up a little bit.
yeah, hopefully it does. Uh, Pacers up 2-1 versus the Knicks. That game is 7 o'clock Tuesday night. The difference in this series is the Pacers won 2 games away in New York versus uh, Thunder winning 2 games at home. So what do you think about that? You think Pacers going to run away with it?
No, not after the Knicks won in Indiana last night.
Yeah, I mean that was a must win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But this series, like the total, they were saying it last night, like the total difference in the series is 6 points.
Yeah, very close, very back and forth. The game that the Pacers won in overtime, game one, uh, they were down like 14 with 2 minutes left.
And that's
So
That's happened a lot in this series because the Knicks were down 20 in
Yeah,
game, and I
yeah,
thought they were cooked.
yeah. So it's close and it's back and forth, and this is definitely an exciting series. So
I'll tell you who
uh,
I've been impressed with is Mitchell Robinson.
yeah, serious hustle minutes and effort minutes.
And Cat's been playing really good.
Yeah, I can't get over Cat's like facial expressions and his zestiness.
And Jalen Brunson is disgusting.
Yeah, no, he is. I don't get it, truthfully. How tall do you think Jalen Brunson is? 6'2"?
5'11".
5'11", really?
No, he's got to be. No, he's bigger than that because he wouldn't be able to get to the. He wouldn't be able to get shots off like that if he was under 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, this says 6'1", so um
He must have long
well,
arms.
I think he's just super crafty, to be honest.
It that turnaround, that fadeaway is
Oh wait, hold on. I was looking up Jalen Brinson,
who
Drew's
the
long
fuck is
lost
that?
cousin. No idea who that is. But that guy, whoever that was born in Orlando. Um, Jalen Brunson is 6'2". So not much different. But yeah, whoever Jalen Brinson is, born in Orlando, he's 6'1".
Shout out.
Shout out. But he's super crafty, and when you can make threes like that, it opens up so much more.
Yeah, and the Pacers seem like it's tough because they're just such like a by committee kind of team.
Right.
Um,
Um,
Halliburton's obviously been playing great, but Nemhard's been contributing. Naismith in the first game went fucking nuts. TJ McConnell, I fucking love that dude.
just year after year, he's always there. He's always around.
Mid-range jump shot.
The little mid-range turnarounds that he shoots.
He's like a 5'10" Sean Livingston.
Yeah. And he's so quick, like ridiculously quick when he does his little like hanging crossover where he goes to the rim and then he like circles the basket 7 times.
They've
Kind of
been playing.
Steve, kind of Steve Nash-esque. Steve Nash-esque.
Yeah, I mean how he prods and probes and prods.
Yeah, we're having trouble right now.
Jeez. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
We
can
need to, we
just
need
see Corey driving to work tomorrow, wanting to shoot his brains out.
he's probably gonna drive off a bridge.
Um, yeah, I could see that. Real poor man, Steve Nash.
Yeah, he probably has a tattoo in the small of his back too.
TJ McConnell, no chance.
Yeah. You don't think so? Let's see
No
it.
way.
Let's see it. Um, I really wanted the Knicks versus Timberwolves, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think the Knicks blow them out if they play them.
The T-Wolves?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the T-Wolves right now are the fourth best team playing.
Okay. Um, yeah, I could get behind that. They're definitely the worst team because Indiana plays together really well. The Knicks are just super tough, hard-nosed, and playing together well. And OKC's a really good team, top to bottom.
Tibbs has been doing some weird stuff though. Like he started Mitchell Robinson over Josh Hart. Hart was slumping a little bit, so I get that. And then, but towards the end of the game, he didn't put Brunson back until 2 minutes left. He was playing Deuce McBride the whole time.
Yeah, he did something weird in game two as well when he didn't put Cat back in the game for like
Yes.
3 minutes left. And I was like, I maybe he had some foul trouble. I wasn't really paying attention because we were with some friends, but I noticed he wasn't in the game. I'm like, what's going on? It's 3 minutes left in the game. You're down.
It wasn't foul trouble in that game because I was watching that and the announcers were talking. Reggie Miller was talking about it.
Yeah, and he didn't put him in the game. So there's like 3 minutes left. He's not in the game, and they didn't put him back in the game until they started doing the hack Mitchell Robinson.
Yep.
which that dude, I still don't understand the free throw thing and how they're so bad at shooting free throws, but he has a terrible free throw release.
He almost looks too big to shoot
He
free.
it's so like forced. I just don't understand how dudes like that, like so athletic, so good at rebounding, hustle player, like how can they not shoot a free throw? And I understand not shooting a great percentage, but like it just looks bad.
Like DeAndre Jordan for his career is, I think, the worst free throw shooter in NBA history, but at least it looks smooth.
Right. It looks like it has a chance to go in.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson shoots a better percentage than him, but it's ugly as fuck. And I've seen Mitchell Robinson's like off-season training videos where he's like dribbling between the legs and pulling up from three and looks like he's a great basketball player, obviously because he is. But then he shoots a free throw in a playoff game and it looks like he's never touched one. It looks like he's shooting like legitimately a fucking shot put.
Like we got to start going underhand. Like at this rate,
Oh
like
yeah. I mean, and your percentage probably will go up.
they probably will. At least like a little soft because he shoots it so flat and it shoots out of his hand. It's like it's literally like throwing bricks at the rim.
I don't understand the like the hitch in it, like the like hard jerk at the end. Like you've played basketball your whole life.
Yeah, it's weird. Super weird. Um, I want to get your thoughts on the Halliburton celebration.
The what? The choke celebration?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love it. Uh, I would have liked them to have confirmed it was a three before he did that shit.
Yeah, I think he was just so overwhelmed with holy shit that just happened. And then he knew ahead of time that he was gonna try and incorporate the choke in, I think. Like I think it was a planned thing. I don't think it was super spontaneous. Um, but it was the perfect moment for it because they absolutely choked away a 14-point lead. And then he thought he just won the game. So throwing up the choke celebration and then pointing right at Reggie Miller was sick.
Yeah, and then Reggie Miller's like on the scores table, like
Yeah.
that
Uh
shit is. I'm happy. I love Reggie Miller, man, and you can tell he's like really trying to not be biased,
yeah.
but you know he wants him to kill those motherfuckers.
I know. I know he's trying, but it's impossible, honestly.
And then
Um,
I saw someone ask him, "Are you like nervous to come back here?" And he was like, "Why would I be nervous? I own this team. I own this building." I'm like, hell yeah.
which is super sick. I love that. Um, but yeah, it would have really been bad if he'd have done that and then they would have lost in overtime.
Yeah.
That would have sucked.
Reggie Miller, top three trash talker of all time.
Yeah, he's got to be up there. I mean,
I think him and Bird are one and two.
I think MJ is probably pretty high up there. I just don't think we've heard it as much because I think MJ did it a little like quieter.
I would put Bird and Reggie and then MJ just because, like, I'm talking about like actual trash talk.
Yeah.
Because Jordan, I think was more like less with words and more kind of like with like more nuanced,
Yeah. Also,
like
nobody
with a
ever
look,
with a look, and then if Jordan said something, like nobody would say anything back to Jordan,
except Reggie Miller, Bird,
ex except those two, right?
you
Um,
know.
but yeah, I think once MJ became MJ, like he would say something to somebody, and there would be no back and forth. That just would be it.
Well, they like there's stories about like young guys coming in the league talking shit to him when he's like 1 for 8 in the first half, and then he
Yeah.
scores 35 in the third quarter. So like
Right. Yeah. Oh,
obviously not 35 because 37's the, but you get the gist.
true. All right. Well, anything else on NBA playoffs before we cut into a commercial break?
Nope.
All right, then we'll see you in a second. All right, this is a quote from George Washington in honor of Memorial Day. I didn't march through the winter with no boots, starve at Valley Forge, and defeat a superpower with a musket, just for you to skip the gym and eat a cookout milkshake. Go to the fucking gym.
What's the original? I feel like obviously that was the cookout part was ad-libbed. What's the
I think most of it was made up. I stole it from a an Instagram thing because obviously the term superpowers weren't around back then, I don't think.
fair enough.
But yeah, George's words himself. So it sounds like he really was speaking to you. You need to take it hard.
I'm just gonna keep it a bean. I haven't had a cookout milkshake probably in like 5 months. I'm not saying I haven't had a milkshake, but cookout has not. It's cookout's been pretty much cut out of my repertoire.
Yeah, well, the only reason for that is because you're not drinking right now. So the convenience of a cookout milkshake isn't there. You just get your milkshakes from other sources.
Yeah, yeah. I may be coming out of retirement for Drew's birthday.
You should. I think you should.
30th, might have to make an appearance. Sometimes you just gotta pop out and show people, you know?
Oh, I know. I know it.
I can't have you motherfucker forgetting who the fuck they doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't talk like that.
Fuck you mean, twin? That's how I talk at work.
Yeah, yeah. They shouldn't have hired you.
Well, I haven't been given my contract yet, so it's not official
Still in a
yet.
trial period to see if you can handle the responsibility.
No, I can handle the responsibility. They just haven't sat me down and talked numbers yet. And I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. If they don't start talking turkey, I might I might follow West to the dive.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
Listen, I can bar back.
If you go
I can sling drinks.
if you go to the dive, you'll never live it down. You
I
you
wouldn't.
cannot. You cannot. At least give it some months. You
There's nothing there that I'm like I'm not a cook and Allie wouldn't let me be a bartender. I would be fine. I would be good at that, but Allie wouldn't let me do that.
Yeah, they don't want you to like not that you wouldn't be good, but
They
that's
want
not the
girls
person.
or
They
they want
generally
women,
want girls, yeah.
they're missing out on a great market because women see me, they see me with my
Yeah.
fresh cut, they see my shape clean. They're gonna be like, God damn, I'm gonna come in here and spend some money.
Yeah, I would disagree.
Well, historically speaking, you'd be incorrect because there hasn't been a woman that's looked at me and gone like, ew, ever.
I would disagree. Just,
You couldn't even name one.
I could probably name a few. I could probably you could
I'm gonna be honest with you. Your wife comes in the room, see me looking like this, she might be leaving you.
yeah. Let's just be real with yourself for a second. Just go outside. Take a walk around your neighborhood and you'll get at least eight.
Eight what? Ews in my
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
You seen the quality around here?
Exactly.
They'd be they'd be chomping at the bit to get a piece of this.
Hey, confidence is key. So I'm glad you have that.
Confidence in autism.
Yeah, the tism. The tism is good stuff. All right, let's jump into random cues. Um, this is kind of a open-ended topic, but I want to know some of the greatest athletes and the greatest athlete to wear number 24. What are your thoughts?
24. Well, Kobe.
Right,
Um, he's an interesting one because he's got two numbers, obviously.
for sure.
So he's going to be in the conversation with each of those numbers.
Is he at the top of the list just based off the 24 resume?
Well, I just did a quick little Google. Just,
Yep.
big names popping out at me. Ken Griffey Jr.
Right.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah, Barry Bonds just in the Pirates though.
Okay. MVP though.
Yeah.
Multiple time MVP with the Pirates. Champ Bailey.
Yep. Big fan. Fun
Um,
fact, I named my cat after Champ Bailey when I was probably 10 years old.
yep. Champ and Girl Cat. I remember.
Yeah, Champ and Girl Cat.
Um, Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Personal favorite of mine, Darrell Rivas.
Yeah, I'd say he's not quite in that conversation, but he's close. He's probably up there. Probably in the top 15 of 24s for sure.
You think Champ Bailey's better than him?
I'm a little biased, but I'd say yeah.
Okay. We can agree to disagree on that one.
Where does the list have it?
No, this is it's not in order. It's
Mm,
just like guys. I'm
sure.
everybody
It's
I'm seeing. I'm going
it's
Kobe.
it's not in order. However, who was the first one? Kobe?
Kobe is at the top, and then below him is Rick Barry,
Yeah, maybe it's not in order.
Manny Ramirez. Ricky Henderson's on here, but Ricky Henderson played for 45 teams, so I don't know if that's like the number he's most famous for.
Yeah, I don't know either. I had him written down. Manny, Charles Woodson, definitely up there.
Oh yeah, Charles
Willie
Wilson. I see him.
Willie Mays, Moses Malone, Miguel Cabrera. How do we feel about
Miggy,
Jeff Gordon being on this list?
not the guy who pisses on kids. Throwback. Just kidding. That's an inside joke. Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta put him up there. You weren't ready for that one?
I know I knew that was going to happen. That's why I said it. The old
Yeah.
bait. Oh,
I mean,
God.
he's got to be up there. I mean, Sam Jones is on here, another guy I'm seeing, NBA legend.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I think Kobe's definitely at the top of the list. I mean, you could make an argument for Griffey over Kobe
Willie
because
Mays.
Kobe, yeah, Willie Mays. I think for me it would be Griffey just in terms of influence. Um, Kobe, I think if his whole career was 24, it'd be Kobe.
I'm
But I don't know
still
how we're
Kobe.
still giving it to Kobe. Okay. All right. Fair.
Just for the general audience,
Yeah.
like overarching sports audience, people see 24, they're gonna think Kobe.
Yeah, that's true.
Guys like us who love Ken Griffey Jr., baseball fans, Willie Mays, it's gonna be a little different.
Okay.
All right. Did Charles Woodson win the Heisman, or was Champ Bailey?
It wasn't Champ Bailey. I think it was Charles Woodson. But I
That's
don't I
impressive.
don't
It's
know
the
if he
Heisman winner.
actually won it.
There's a DB who won it though.
Then I think it's him. Yes. 1997 Heisman Trophy winner.
Okay.
So pretty
I
cool.
mean, that is he better than Champ Bailey and Darrell Rivas?
Charles Woodson?
Yeah, probably, right?
I'd say yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not super spun up on the best DBs of all time. I know those three are definitely in the conversation. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Darrell Rivas at his peak, you could put him with anybody, but
Yeah.
he had some down years at the end of his career.
Yeah. I mean, Revis Island, it was a hell of a time.
We had him and then Cromartie on the other side. Those were good teams.
Yeah.
Um, I got a question for you. It's not, I guess it kind of is open-ended, but this is going to be hard for you, I think. The number might be low that I'm going to ask you to name, but I
Hmm.
don't want it to be like impossible.
Okay.
Name 10 actors.
Christ, you know I'm not an actor person.
I said it was going to be hard.
and now I'm on the spot, so I'm not going to be able to think of them. Um, Michael B. Jordan,
Okay.
LeBron James. He was
No,
in,
no athletes.
he was in a movie. You said he's an
No
actor.
athletes. No athletes.
Too late.
No you can find you can have him, but you can't say Jordan for fucking Space Jam. No way.
Actor Jordan.
No.
Bill Murray.
You can name the other five guys in Space Jam. No, you're
Uh,
not you get one athlete. You can have
um,
LeBron or Jordan.
Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny.
No. No. If you can name the voice actor, sure. You've got
Not a
three
clue.
right now. You've got Michael B. Jordan, LeBron, and Bill Murray.
So LeBron counts, but Bugs doesn't.
Yes.
All right. I got Bill Murray. You said that. I said that right.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Pitt.
Four,
Uh, Ryan Gosling.
five.
Ryan Ryan Reynolds. Blake Lively. She an actor. She acts, right?
Yes, six and seven.
Ewan McGregor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Eight.
Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's in the movie Roadhouse with Jake
That's an
Gyllenhaal.
athlete. Eighth, that's an athlete.
In a movie, my guy. Actor. Look,
Eight
like
and
I said,
nine.
I just report the news. Denzel Washington, Samuel L.
Okay.
Jackson.
It took you to fucking 10 to get to Denzel.
Look, you didn't say I had to have it in order.
I'm honestly shocked you got there that quick.
What,
And
for 10?
yeah, and the only reason you got there is because you knew athletes and then other people in that movie.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I honestly was drawing a really like hit a wall immediately. You said actors, and I couldn't think of anybody. I was trying to think of John Dutton's real actor name, couldn't think of it.
Kevin Costner,
Yeah, him, that guy.
like one of the most famous actors ever.
You just couldn't think of it. I know who it is. Can't think of it. Um, which I got beef with Kevin Costner right now.
Why? Because he got out of the show.
Yeah, you haven't seen it, and I don't want to make like a crazy spoiler for those that haven't seen it, but I got beef. So me and Sam just watched we rewatched all of Yellowstone and we hadn't seen the new season yet. So when the new season came out, the most recent season, we were like started to watch it, but like we didn't remember all that stuff, so we wanted to start it over and rewatch through. And we got to the end of the season and dude, I got beef. Let's just say I got beef. I got beef. We'll keep it at that.
You got beef with him and not the showrunners?
I don't know the situation, but I got beef with him because I feel like if I understand the situation correctly, I think he could have been a bigger person and just figured out the beef.
I'm siding with Kevin Costner because, by all accounts, he seems like a good man.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. You're being professional. You signed a contract, right?
I'm all for reneging on contracts. I don't care.
I think that's BS.
I don't even really believe that. But all right, what you got?
Okay. Do you actually like Star Wars or do you just like having knowledge about weird things that others don't?
Good question. I think that comes from a genuine place of intrigue. I don't feel like you're trying to be a cunt, so I won't treat you like one.
No, so where it comes from is last week's episode when we were talking about Jar Jar Binks. And you could have just simply answered the question, but you went on this tangent about talking about aliens and fish or whatever you were doing that you knew I didn't know about. And you made it a point to get those sentences out. And so that got me thinking, like, do you actually like Star Wars? Or is it just
Yeah.
a weird niche thing that you can just be like, I know this and I'm going to tell everyone that I know.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. Star Wars is not a niche thing. It's the biggest fucking franchise in history.
Yeah.
It's not a niche thing. So, to answer your question, I love Star Wars. I also love knowing more things than other people. And above all else, I love making people uncomfortable.
Yeah. Do you love Star Wars more than you love knowing things that others don't?
No. Wait,
Okay.
hold on. Say it again.
Do you love Star Wars more than you love knowing that weird information that other people don't?
No, no, I love Star Wars more. But do I love Star Wars more than I like being right? I don't know.
That would be weird, I feel like.
I feel like I'd still like Star Wars more.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if I believe you, to be honest.
What you believe means nothing to me.
Like, I think if there was nothing else to know about like the galaxy of Star Wars, you wouldn't like it that much just because then you wouldn't be able to hold that you know more information over other people's heads than
I mean, I definitely I would say as far as like other Star Wars fans, I'm in the top 80%. Like I think there's still a lot of people that know way more than me.
yeah, probably.
Like I'm not like I know more than Drew, and Drew's a fan.
Yeah.
Like I know a
I mean,
lot more.
I like the movies and you know astronomically more than I do.
Yeah, me and Wes and Corey probably know the most about that. And Corey's one of those people too who really like gets into it and gets deep into it because Corey didn't start watching Star Wars till we were in college.
Yeah.
Between the three of us, I would probably say it's me though. They would probably disagree.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like this very Star Wars fan thing to do is disagree that someone knows more than you about Star Wars.
Most toxic fan base probably of all time. I hate other Star Wars fans. Like they can't be pleased.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So consensus, you actually like Star Wars.
Love.
Like, all right.
This one, these two that I had were gonna like play off of each other. But now, since you cheated, I feel on the other one a little bit with your sports knowledge.
That is
I,
BS.
it's not actual cheating, but I feel like it was a crutch for you, and I'm not gonna give you that crutch this time. But I'm also not gonna confine you to actresses.
Oh,
I,
Christ.
I'm just gonna say, name 10 women, and they can't be athletes.
Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama,
Some would debate that second one, but keep going.
Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, so we're going politicians.
It's
Interesting.
just people I can think of.
Interesting.
Beyonce, Rihanna, Glorilla, Britney
Six,
Spears,
7,
Jessica Simpson, Ashley
8,
Simpson, Lindsay Lohan,
9.
uh, women. Blake Lively, I already said her.
No
Oh,
repeats.
you see, you're just making shit up now.
No repeats, boy.
Lola Bunny.
Okay. Now, interesting that your first choice wasn't your wife because I just said name 10 women.
That's fair. But you said that weren't athletes. Sam is a fucking athlete.
Good recovery right there.
Hey, I'm not an amateur in this game.
Good recovery.
Yeah, those are my 10. And I'll take them to war against anyone.
Yeah, you're going far with Nancy Pelosi. The best inside trader of all time.
Hey, look, everybody's gonna have their role to play. Michelle's the enforcer.
Stop, dude. Oh shit. You're stupid. You are fucking stupid. Good times. You got
Oh
another one?
man.
Or you
Yeah, I
want
got
to go?
another one.
Okay.
I got another one. So this might not be a good random question, but I was at the farmer's market getting some stuff from the actual like people that have the ranch and sell the beef and stuff. this guy that's selling to me, we're talking about some stuff, and uh, he said he hadn't been to a grocery store in his whole life. You believe him?
No.
Is this? I mean, this dude's at least 50, minimum 50.
No, he's a liar.
Yeah.
Now, this could be um I guess when I'm saying he's a liar is my assumption is he means to say he's never bought anything from a store, like food or drink.
Yeah, I can't remember the context exactly of what we were talking about, but I was talking about we were talking about making burgers. I was asking for ground beef and hot dogs and stuff, and uh, he asked if I wanted them pre-pattied, and I was like, no, it's kind of the fun of it. Part of it is making the patties, and can't remember the exact frame, but he was like, yeah, I've never been to a grocery store my whole life, and yada yada yada. I was, and he said that I was just like, never been in your whole life, really.
I would have had to have said something.
Now there were Amish people at this farmer's market, not with this guy. Those
Different.
people I could believe
Yeah,
haven't
that's
been to a
different.
grocery store.
That's like a lifestyle.
Yeah, and I don't mean to offend any Amish people.
They won't listen to this.
That is true.
They won't hear it, so go ahead. Offend away.
Ooh, they kind of freak me out, dude.
What do you mean?
I don't know. There's just something about them. We go every week, and there's like a group of Amish people. I don't know if they're in the same family. I would assume. Uh, but just like the way they look and like stare at us as Sam wears some like pants that are normal pants that are probably too tight. Like the girls just like literally stare at her. And then like I feel like they go back and like beat all their animals and women.
The the women are staring at her or the men are staring at her?
The women, like
Maybe
as
they're
if like a judgment, like, oh my God, I can see this girl's leg. Or
maybe they're repressed sexually.
I think they're abused physically.
Well, now we're getting into slanderous territory.
Yeah, I mean no offense to Amish people. I just, you freak me out.
I mean, no offense, you freak me out and you probably beat your women because my wife wears shorts.
Yeah, yeah. I
Kind of
hope not.
offensive.
I hope not.
I don't know if I've ever seen an Amish person.
Yeah, the Yoders, they come to the farmers market in Waynesville, Missouri every week. So if you're here, you can check some out.
Now, I grew up with Hasidic Jews, and it's a similar look, but completely different.
Yeah, different for sure,
There's
for sure.
no like technology restraints with, I think, except on certain days of the week, but like pretty much regular as far as Western culture. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It's just a weird way of life that I guess I don't understand. So all in all,
so
they
it
probably don't. Yeah, because I don't understand it, it freaks me out. But
it
um,
sounds about on par with Americans.
yeah, yeah,
Different bad.
yeah. So apologies to the Amish community. I'm sure that you're great people.
I mean, like I said, they'll never hear it
That's true.
unless they're on their Rumspringa.
Oh,
You know
that's.
that
I think we're really, yeah, we're really. That's our target crowd for sure.
my random knowledge of things came into play right there.
Yeah. You pulled that. You pulled that from the dark depths. But any more random questions? We're gonna jump to Pat's peeves.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, Pat's peeves. I'll start her off. Been showering at the gym because I go work out and I don't really have time to go back home. Um, Big Pat's peeve is when you're in the shower stall because they're little stalls, almost like toilets have stalls, but they're just showers. When someone hangs their towel or clothes or whatever it is over the shared shower instead of like the door. Like that's super not kush.
I'm trying to kind of picture. So it's kind of like bathroom stalls.
Exactly like bathroom stalls, but instead of a toilet being there, it's a shower head above, up top.
And so
Um,
there's a wall shared between two things, and they
yes.
throw their towel or their clothes over it.
Yeah.
That would drive me insane.
Yeah, I purposefully get like if it happened last week and like I purposefully pointed my back at their towel and got their towel soaking wet.
I think that's warranted. I don't think that's crazy. I mean, they're lucky you didn't rip it off the fucking wall and stomp on it.
Yeah, it could have been an accident. It wasn't, but it could have been.
And the doors all have a hook on them.
Some of them may be broken. Some of them have hooks. However, you can just hang it over the door as well. So it's like that is an option. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, and I'm with you. And how many showers would you say there are, like in a row?
Six, six.
Or the typically
It's
like
three on one side, three on the other side.
I wouldn't have as much issue with it if they flipped it over the other side when if there was no one else in that shower.
It it wasn't they didn't flip it while I was in the shower.
It was already there.
It was already there. They were in
Mhm.
their shower showering.
Interesting.
Um, I walked in, turned the water on, started showering, and they just didn't move it
The
for a while.
only available
I gave them some
shower, I
time.
assume.
Yes, so there's six total. One of them is broken on the other side, which would be the best shower. Don't know how I can explain why that would be the best shower, but it just would be because of the spot. Um, yeah, so like I'm not gonna just go shower next to somebody for no reason. If there's another one available, I'm gonna go to the other one. But this one was the one I had to go to. And instead of just hanging it over the door where it doesn't interfere with anyone, it was hung over the shared shower wall. And I was like, yo, this is super lame. I didn't say anything. I just kind of got them a little wet. So they had to dry off with a wet towel.
Are the towels provided or do you bring towels?
No, you bring your own towel. This is BYOT out here.
Bring your own taint?
In theory, you
Yeah.
do that too. BYOT squared. Paint and towel.
That's the new shirt.
BYOT squared, yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. That would annoy me too.
yeah, it was pretty annoying. Didn't ruin
Um,
my day, but pretty annoying.
yeah. Yeah. Something that happened to me today. Guy put in an order. Said, "Hey, I know it's a holiday, but if you guys can deliver it today, that'd be great."
Mhm.
I said, "No problem, because we're doing deliveries today." Get there to deliver it to him. Door's locked. Guy's not
Mm.
there. Have never once had this person not be there. Had to find someone. This is at a hotel, so I had to find someone just randomly working to unlock these doors for me.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but like you're gonna make it a point to say to basically beg to get it today,
Yeah.
and you're not even gonna be there,
Yeah, you basically like because they don't know you could have been doing them a favor.
which I was in my mind.
Yeah. So they could have been, asking you to do a favor for them, and then they're just don't coordinate on the back end to make that favor happen. That's BS. BS.
I'll tell you what, they don't have a military man back there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that shit would be on a schedule. Um, all right, another pet peeve that I had is on the fourth Friday of every month, we have to wear business casual.
At this
Don't
base or like throughout the army?
know, just for our class. I don't know why we do it. Apparently they're supposed to be providing us some instruction on what business casual looks like. Like, I'm not a 29-year-old man, adult man, um, but whatever. So I wore my appropriate business casual, but in the actual list of approved wear in this business casual, because business casual can mean a lot of different things for different people. Um, all it said was no shorts, collared shirt must be tucked in. I was going to wear some khaki pants, some dress shoes, and, probably a golf shirt, collared shirt tucked in, which is a little formal. It's a little on the formal side of business casuals, yeah, if you ask me, but I'm just doing what it says. Uh, the night before, so I had my outfit plan. Everything was like wrinkle free, yada, yada, yada. Night before, we get a text from like the people that are running the course and say no polos with no explanation to what that means. Um, Polo's a brand, and I knew what they meant in that no golf shirts, basically
Yeah.
is what they meant. Um, but I really wanted to just wear my Nike golf shirt and be like, you said no polos.
Yeah, that would give them a lesson
Yeah, I should have done it. I didn't do it.
in what in words having meaning.
Right, words mean things.
It sounds like they're running a Bush League operation out there.
That's what I was thinking. So I played the part and I wore my button-down dress shirt and looked like I was going to church or a wedding and felt goofy all day, but I should have wore my Nike golf shirt. So Pat's peeve is when people don't use their words properly.
Understandable.
And I have another Pat's peeve, a little different, not that big of a deal. We were in the park. We took the dogs to the park, and me and Sam, just set up some chairs and drank some beers while the dogs sniffed around because there's like a big open area. We're listening to some music, and this dude comes out, sits probably 100 yards away from us. Cool. Brings a tuba to the
Like
park,
the instrument?
like a big ass instrument, the tuba, which is cool. I was like, okay, like, you know, well, here's some dude play the tuba. 100% never played before. It was terrible. We ended up leaving because of just horrendous tuba blows. Um, and I'm like, was he trolling?
Maybe he was doing a bit. Yeah.
But he was like doing a bit I get for 10 minutes. Like we put up with this for 45 minutes.
You guys are fucking crazy. I would have left way earlier than that.
I mean, he was far away, so it, like wasn't super loud. Um, but like it was just this annoying horn blowing in the distance. So Pat's peeve, uh, not knowing how to play the tuba and coming to a park playing the tuba.
Fair enough.
Yeah, any more Pat's peeves?
Cliffhangers.
Shows,
Yeah.
books.
Shows.
Yeah,
Not crazy about it.
care to elaborate?
Last of Us season two, cliffhanger.
Mm,
Now I gotta wait like a year and a half
yeah,
to
that's the worst
maybe.
actually.
Like, I'll have a fucking 2-year-old child.
Yeah, that's brutal. Um, you want to try to knock out Mike's likes, or you want to go to a new segment? So we have time. About 4 minutes left.
I think we can knock it out. I don't like too many things.
That's fair. All right, so we're trying this new segment. I think we've talked about it before, where it's like things that are good, things that scratch the itch scratchers per se, or things that are kind of like the perfect fit. Um, we bounce around the idea of Mike's likes, but you know, it's interesting because Mike. But if you got any good names, let us know. Um, my so some examples of like Mike's likes. What'd you say? First beer after cutting the grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good Mike's like. Um, mine for the week was just this guy that was a bar back at the bar we went to at Hoppers. He had a Tigger tattoo on his arm with a picture of Tigger. It said Tigger, and then there was a picture of Tigger the tiger.
And you just like that?
It was yeah, I liked it. It was sick.
Okay.
He was a black dude, and I feel like it was kind of.
Oh God.
I think he did it to be
Sure.
funny,
Yeah. Or he likes Winnie the Pooh.
or he just really liked Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Um, when someone sends me a video that genuinely makes me laugh.
Okay. Like it was the video was sent to you specifically because they knew you would like it.
It was curated for me.
Yeah, I like that. It's good stuff. All right, we'll work on that. We'll start to think of just good things. You know, things
I
that
have
just
a
hit the
I have a
spot.
good name for it.
Okay.
Trey and Tyler's terrific things. A little alliteration.
Trey and Tyler's terrific things. Terrific tings.
We got the terrific things around, yeah.
All right, dude. Well, you got any closing comments to send off the people for a good week?
Um, support your local fishmongers and realtors.
Yeah, not your local kitchen managers.
Boycott um dive bars in Carolina Beach, none specifically. Um, they have a tendency to employ people. I'm trying to put this in a way to not be charged with slander. Um, the quality of worker they have there or at these type places is subpar.
So specifically new hires.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Or modification of contract of
People moving into management positions.
yeah. Right. Yeah.
Just at any, I mean, this isn't about no one specifically, just, you know.
Yeah. Just general terms.
Okay, bye.
I